Hey everybody, this week I'm coming with a video that I wasn't sure what I was even going to do today. Been a frustrating week. 3D printer's still down, I'm getting closer on it. Yesterday I wanted to just throw it off a bridge and go buy a new one, and haven't completely ruled that out yet, but I'm giving it till the end of today to make some progress, or I'm moving on, just buying a new one, throwing on the credit card and saying to hell with it. But I think I'm actually making progress. I think I had some good progress this morning, which is why I'm recording this video at midday on a Tuesday rather than over the weekend or the week before like I've been trying to do. Not gonna lie, it's been a struggle this morning. Like, why am I doing this? Why do I continue to do this? Like, I'm not making much money yet. I'm not getting rich. Why do I keep doing this? And I actually was listening to a Doug Loves Movies. For those who don't know, it's a podcast by Doug Benson, and they play games about movies. They have comedians on, and I actually don't really know about movie trivia, but yeah, it's interesting to me to hear just the comedians banter back and forth and stuff, and it's fun. And it really hit home because he dedicated the episode to a girl named Kimmie Jones, and I believe I actually mentioned this in a video a while back. Kimmie Jones contacted me out of the blue, 6 months ago or so, and she runs a website, ran a website called thatgirlinthewheelchair.com, and it's a blog. It's not about disability specifically. She has a disability and she talks about her disability, but she talks about movies, she talks about hair care products, she talks about a little bit of everything on there. And she reached out to me and had bought a charger and really liked the charger, and was like, hey, can I write about this and give a couple away to some of my readers? And I was like, absolutely, like, I'll get you some. And I loved her style. She just, cool gal, really cool gal. Never got to meet her. She's from Nashville, Tennessee. And when I posted something on my Facebook about it, a buddy of mine named David Duke, not that David Duke, by the way, different David Duke, not the guy who ran for president, who also used to run the KKK. No, my buddy David Duke's a good guy. Turned out Kimmie Jones was in his wedding party. She was a good friend of my buddy David's wife. And so, small world, real small world. I met Duke out here working for a NASCAR team in Denver, so a really small world. Well, David let me know about, a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, that unfortunately Kimmie had passed away. Kind of surprised out of the blue. Nobody really knew she was sick, and she passed away. And I've wanted to mention it in a video. I've wanted to talk about it, but I didn't want to talk about it as like a sales ploy. Like, hey, use the discount code Girl in the Wheelchair and get 10% off. I don't feel right about that, and so I figured this is the perfect week. When I heard this morning on Doug Benson's show, I was like, you know what? Like, now's the time to talk about it. Right now, you can't buy any products on the website. Like, we're backordered on everything until I get the laid up and going and the 3D printer up and going. We're gonna be backordered for a week or two. So, and I say backordered, I don't take back orders, so we're not selling anything for a week or two. So, I figured this is the perfect time to talk about just kind of why I do this. And it reminded me, like, when she reached out to me, she didn't reach out to me because she wanted a free charger. She reached out to me because she had gotten a charger for Christmas and loved it. She was really happy with it. Really changed her life, and that meant a lot to me. I had somebody reach out to me a year or so ago and talked about falling out of their wheelchair to go get their phone that was ringing on the other side of the room because it was plugged into the wall charger, and she had hit a wall or something and fell out of her chair. And had a neighbor not come by the next day, she would have died on the floor of her apartment because she couldn't get to her phone when it was on the charger. And so the ability to charge her phone on her chair and have her phone with her was, literally could be life-saving. And those things mean a lot to me. Like, that reminds me of why I go through the times where I'm struggling. And I could go out and get a day job. I could go out and work as an engineer. But quite frankly, that life was going to kill me. The stress, the drive back and forth to work, long hours. I can control my own destiny in my own shop. And so, I got into my own business because I needed the stress relief. I needed to de-stress my life. I got into the wheelchair products because I started making things to make my own life better and recognized there were other people that needed the same thing. I made a knob for my chair. My buddy Jose, who has a very spastic CP, was like, hey, can I get one of those? Because when he spasms, he yanks the knob right off his chair. Well, I made him a knob. He yanked that one off, so then we went to 2 set screws, fixed that. Then at the time the girl he was dating, Mikkel, made her one. Now I've made a bunch for friends, and I have a girl named Nikki that bedazzles them and sells them on Etsy, and it's really it's improved people's lives, and that's what I got into this for. And it's encouraging when I hear a mainstream podcast, like I say mainstream, it's a comedian podcast about movies and weed, which are something I'm not into either. I don't do any drugs. I do some gabapentin and some Detrol. Woohoo! I know how to party. But I don't smoke weed, and I don't really watch that many movies. But I enjoy the podcast. But it is really cool to have somebody of that caliber who's been in movies, who does TV shows, talk about just a wheelchair blogger. That girl in the wheelchair.com. Go check it out. It's good stuff. There's no new content, obviously, but there's content right up till I think a few days before she passed. And really just a cool person. And to hear that on a mainstream publication was cool. That was cool for me. So, it kind of helped reground me and get me to buckle down and keep working on getting this thing going, and not just throw in the towel when the going gets rough, because, this makes my life better. This makes other people's lives better. And that's why I got into it. So I just wanted to throw that out there today. I like I say, I was struggling to figure out what I was going to do for a video, but I made a commitment at the beginning of the year that every Tuesday I'd put out a video. So this is my Tuesday video. It's kind of a rant, nothing for sale, nothing to promote, except go check out thatgirlinthewheelchair.com or her Facebook, That Girl in the Wheelchair. I'll put the links down below. And I really encourage everybody, able-bodied, wheelchair users, whatever, go check her out. She's she deserves it, and I think she'll be greatly missed by a lot of people. And I was sad to hear the news. I really wish I was going to get the opportunity to meet up with her sometime, drive through Nashville, but unfortunately that didn't happen. And unfortunately in the disability community, it's not that uncommon. We lose a lot of people, and it's sad every time somebody's gone, and that's part of what I had to recognize in my own life is you have to balance things out, or you end up wearing yourself too thin. In my case, stress turns out to be really bad for my health, and so de-stressing my life and being able to just roll out to my garage and work made all the difference in my health. So it was a very conscious decision for me to do that, and I had to recognize why I did that and why I continue to do that, and why I don't want to just go out and get a job designing heating and air conditioning systems for big buildings just because it pays better. I need something that I enjoy, that's low stress. So yeah, do what you love, do what you enjoy, and go check out it's thatgirlinthewheelchair.com. I always want to say That Girl in a Wheelchair, but it's thatgirlinthewheelchair.com. Some really good stuff on there. So we'll miss Kimmie Jones, but we'll keep plugging on in her honor. Thanks.